I didn't want to make this video. I was trying to put it off for a while. I did not want to say this, and I'm not having fun with Destiny anymore. I mean, this is literally the game I spent most of my time on. I got into all these other fun games. I was like, oh wow, Fallout. Time to go back to Destiny. Oh wow, Dark Souls. Time to go back to Destiny. Oh wow, insert any other game for the last 3 years here. And I would play there a bunch, and then I'd go back to Destiny because at its heart, the game was fun. Despite all of the massive issues, it was never a solid game, except in the sense that it was just fun. Running into the Crucible, there was a lot of fun weapons you could play as. There was a lot of fun powers. There was a lot of fun interactions. You could build really bullshit characters. And it was fun. And yeah, sometimes it broke down horribly. But, you know, it was just like, yeah, that's Destiny. And yes, you would rage, and I have very many clips of that, but that's not the problem anymore. The problem is the current way Destiny 2 is progressing, the way the game handles. The most fun I had in this game, and unfortunately the reason I don't want to play this game anymore, is because of right before Christmas they had a laser tag PvP massive issue. Keep in mind it's important, unfortunately. The freaking Osiris laser, I don't even remember the right name because I don't really care at this point. Basically, it's a cold heart that's solar. The Osiris laser came out broken. It would do damage, and then it would do a buttload of damage after you had stopped firing at someone, and they would die. And it was glorious. For once, we had a gun in PvP that was as bullshit, as unfair, as incredibly overpowered as you would expect from an exotic in Destiny. And I went into the, Crucible, and my KD dropped. And the current KD, it's not just kills. It's kills and assists, which is very generous to make you feel like you're better. I had a positive KD for once. My KD in the Crucible dropped to 0.8, and you should keep in mind how bad that is. And you know what? I don't care, because it was the most fun I had in Destiny's PvP in quite a while. Because every other time I'm in there, it's, oh wow, I got killed by Airiers. Oh wow, I got killed by Airiers. Oh, Amida. Oh wow, I got killed by another Amida. Oh, no, never mind, sorry. That was the guy above me. I got killed by Airiers again. Woo. Every PvP match was repetitive. Every time you tried to do anything in the game, tried to really run out and make a play of the game, and yes, I know that's an Overwatch thing, but I don't care, because that's how it felt in Destiny 1. Every time you tried to do something, you tried to take advantage of a situation, nope. The reason this is a problem, though, is because it's made the game repetitive. It's made the game boring to watch. It's made the game boring to play because you get the same thing every time. If you want to go in with a brand new weapon, it's like, no. It's either similar to something you already have, or it's just a cosmetic copy that is similar to something you already have. Do you know what the best gun I saw so far? Freaking Osiris laser. After that, it was a freaking bug launcher. My big problem with that? It's not fun to use. I love what it does, but you barely ever see the bug. I mean, if it was like a big bug, it's like, oh my god, that is cool to look at. I want to see, it's like, oh my god, there's a bug chasing me. It's like, it's kind of like a little lighty thing. It's kind of tiny, and then it blows up. It's like, oh, well, shoot twice, something dies. It's a good gun. It's a great grenade launcher, and God knows, I never thought I would say that in PvP. But it's not satisfying to use. It's just an easy way to get a kill. Blind fire around a corner, you're guaranteed to kill someone if you're at least generally in the right area. Functionally, it's good, but it's not satisfying. It's not fun. Okay, now, I realize I've mostly been focusing on PvP. PvE is... There's the raid. That was not the worst one I've ever done. Kind of like it more than Crota. And I've had less complete system crashes. Then Wrath of the Machine, that was more my issue, just because I don't know what was up with that. Yeah. But it's a difficult rating. You have to get everyone on the ball. But the problem with that is, at least in my circle, it's hard to get a really good team of people to really work together and do the raid and run through it when there's really no point at this. I mean, I got the sword. I got the rocket launcher. I mean, hell, I've got the scout rifle. And there's the other things. I don't really care about them. And then there's a prestige mode. And if I did it now, I could finish the Airier quest and get an ornament that just makes the Airier look like all the other ones. Yay. The sheer joy of beating it the first time was cool. And then you did, and because 3 other guys in your clan did it 3 weeks in a row, you suddenly have everything. And then there's no advantage prestige. It's just a different look. Some of the Osiris missions where you finally got out of Mercury to the past Mercury, I thought those were visually fascinating to look at. And we weren't there so long that it got old. I would like to replay some of those, especially where you get to fight the freaking final boss. I wish, and I truly wish, the big surprise was that the heroic mode of the one public event on Mercury was the boss. I don't even remember his name anymore. It wasn't a thing. But he looked visually stunning. He was huge. I wish a copy of him, like the Crota copy in the Dreadnought, was the public event heroic version boss, rather than, oh, hey, look, a Mantar. But this is the problem with PvE. It's not fun either. It's just kind of more of the same. There's less of it. You kind of just do some random things. I want to like this game, but right now, I mean, I'm disappointed in PvP because it's repetitive. I'm disappointed in PvE because it's repetitive. And what really kills me is that I'm absolutely disappointed in Bungie. The gameplay's suffering. The game is basic. It's inoffensively boring. And if you only play Destiny a couple hours a week, and I literally just mean a couple as in 2, yeah, there's a lot of content for you. But if you took a day off to, I don't know, maybe play the game when it came out, or you were really freaking excited that, there's a DLC already and you got the pre-order and there's a box that you might have bought saying, hey, I really like this stuff and I'm glad to be here and this is fun, and you know what? They can't screw it up because they had a good system already. As long as they slapped on to the next one, they'll do fine. You'd be really disappointed right now. I'm just not having fun in Destiny anymore. Because the game, it's just not rewarding. It's not doing anything new. And what it does do is just kind of reinforcing, here's a small little change that does more of the same. Just does a little bit more of something you don't care about or don't notice. And that seems to be about it. I want to be wrong. I want Bungie to come out tomorrow and make an idiot of me. It won't be a hard stretch. I'm one already. I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think this is making money for them. They sold a lot of copies because a lot of people who like free-to-play games, who like casual gaming, came in, they played it, they beat it, they got out. And maybe they'll get a DLC because they'll come in, they'll play it, they'll get it, they'll get out. But they might not come back for the next one because they kind of beat it already. Yeah. That's the thing. Most of Destiny's player base, though, isn't casual gamers. The hardcore gamers, the people, and I'm even considering myself hardcore, which is how bad it's gotten. I'm casual at best. People who really want to get into a game, who are like, hey, I'm off work. Let's play a game. Or it's like, hey, you know what? I just want to go into Mayhem and throw grenades everywhere. Yeah, they brought Mayhem back. It was broken. They didn't get around to fixing it. Nope. Don't even care. I used to love Mayhem. But now, no. That's just my attitude towards everything right now, and I don't like that. I want this to go back to being my favorite game. The game that I could always go back to. And if I'm bored, this is the go-to game. It's not right now. Because every gun feels the same. There's no reward. And honestly, I'm just sick of Bungie's predatory practices with the freaking microtransactions. That last one especially should be easy to fix. Focus on the gameplay. I don't know, make the skill trees more interesting for the characters. Give us better feeling guns. Make them fun to use. Give us things that are funny to use, like weapons that you know are bad, but their effect is so stupid that you want to run in there and do it. Like, give us a freaking broom to ride on like you did last year in a freaking paid Festival of the Cost. I don't know, make it a sword. Make it absurdly ridiculous. If it worked in Nier Automata, they had a little foam sword. It was stupid, but it did big, colorful, cartoony letters, and, you know, I collected because it was fun, and I used it because it was fun. The stuff we got now, I stopped paying attention to the names because, with very few exceptions, Uriel's Gift, Mita, yeah, they're more or less interchangeable because one feels like the other. Sure, do they handle a little differently? Yeah. Does it matter? No. I'm just disappointed. If anyone hears anything about how maybe Bungie's changing, maybe they're being a little less dickish with microtransactions, maybe they're finally doing something to make the gameplay interesting, please tell me, because I want to be wrong. I want this video to be a mistake. I want to see that everything I said has no effect because the game has moved on and got better. And you know what? Bungie can do that. They were really close to fucking it up irrevocably with vanilla Destiny 1. But they had a solid gameplay system that, even though there wasn't anything after a while in the very, very vanilla, they had 2 DLCs, which, while they weren't great and they had issues, they introduced more content. And then they had Taken King. And even Rise of Iron, despite the fact that it was underwhelming and just how short it was. And at least in my case, how I could never seem to play Wrath of the Machine because it literally crashed every time. Again, that's more my problem, but I'm still not sure why. They made a better game. It took a while, but they did it. Currently, there's rumors that it's because they did a massive reboot of the system and wiped away all the progress because Luke Smith wanted to focus on being accessible. I mean, I know this has been said already, but if you want to please everyone, you're pleasing no one. Right now, they're pleasing no one. Well, that's all I gotta say. Again, I hope I'm wrong. Thanks for watching. And see you the next time. Probably won't be on Destiny, though. Damn. Later.
And now for something completely different.
If you had an emote that only triggered with the tractor cannon, and when you press the emote button, you would bring out the tractor cannon, and it would shoot a tractor, a holographic tractor. That would be amazing! I could honestly and legitimately see that being worth money. I would pay for that, and my wallet would hate me, my budget would hate me, but I would just be like, dude, I'm shooting a tractor.